Welcome at the fourth sofa session, a reflection on week 3 about defining a design challenge. Some of you are very active at the forum and that's great. It's really very nice to recognize some names already and see your progress. Unfortunately, I cannot have a look at every single work of you. You're simply with too many and my time is limited. Therefore, we have the peer feedback and I would like to encourage you to do your best to make the feedback useful for your peers. It helps to ask yourself 3 questions. First, is the content clear? Do I understand it? Second, is the content relevant? Is it according to the assignment? And third, is it well presented with text and visualizations? You then end your feedback with some tips to further enhance the assignment or project of your peer. Now, let's have a look at some examples.
Hi, we are now in one of our drawing studios and I would like to show you 4 examples and discuss them with you. This is a nice one, I think is well done. It's about children playing during their morning ritual, and the challenge is actually I want children who want to play at breakfast, give them a breakfast experience with an entertainment, gaming, education and socializing. And that's because they can do the necessary things and more in a pleasant and natural way. So I think it's nice, challenging design assignment that you want combine the necessities with also the needs of children that they really like to play. Then if we go to the requirements, I think they are also well formulated. The user should get enough nutrition at the breakfast ritual. The user should experience the breakfast ritual. It must be possible for the user to learn certain things at the breakfast ritual, and so on. And I see some tips, some points of improvement, and that's, for example, to specify more about what kind of children, because their age will be important for your design. Also maybe something of their socio-cultural context that might also differ from place to place. If you start with requirements, I guess you also have requirements about the parents and the user. Is that only the child, or is that also another stakeholder in this morning ritual is probably also the role of the parent. So, but in overall, I think it's a very clear and well understood design challenge. This is another example about parents and children. I want parents and children share more time together quietly, because begin the day in family and not stressed. Make the day, hold the day easier. And a nice detail is that here's a factor, is a cultural one, is that the European cultural spirit for women is that they have to be perfect. They have to be a housewife, a mother and a working lady. I think this is well understood. I have one comment about the requirements. But actually it seems that there are product requirements, but there are also like requirements for the designer. So here, for example, the product should be assembled by the members of the family. I think that's a requirement for the product. But make a list of the sharing possibilities. First of all, it's not totally clear to me, but I think it's more a to-do on the list for the designer, him or herself. So the idea of the requirements is that it's about the products to be designed. Okay, this project is well done. It's clear. It's for me, and it's about the challenges. I want the unbalanced to create a solid structure for their morning rituals and what comes after, because time frame can be the way to reach their equilibrium. And I think it's very well explained what exactly the problem is, the problem definition. You can read that yourself in the PDF. And the requirements, they are all related to the user, what is required for the user. And one tip is that you can also try to translate these requirements to the product. What should the product do for this user? Furthermore, I think it's interesting to look sometimes to a product that already exists and meet these requirements. For example, for a person in a family who needs more structure, there are, for example, families, they use plan boards to structure the family members' morning. This last example I selected because I think it's a good example. It's complete, it's according to the assignment. It's about, I want early birds be able to set and use their alarm as early as they want or need without waking their partner and therefore feeling restrained or guilty, because it will make the sleeper happy and the riser free, and their relationship will be benefit. I think it's very clear, and also the requirements are related to the products. For example, it's easy to operate also in the dark. And I think it's also a tip could be that in the next phase, actually, that you can also look at, are there products that exist that may solve already this problem or not? Thinking about applications in another field. For example, there are wrist alarm clocks for people who have difficulties hearing.
Maybe some of you feel now the need to do more research. And yes, indeed, usually we spend much more time on, for example, understanding intended users. For this course, the time is very limited, and thus you base your design challenge on what you know right now. Normally, also new questions pop up. For example, if you decided to design a wake-up service that does not disturb another roommate, then you might want to understand more about sleeping cycle theories. But you just do not have the time. That means that you only can do some quick explorations. For example, by using the internet, typing in search engines and websites such as Twitter and Instagram. You can type topics of your interest to find text and pictures to inform and inspire you. If you add a hashtag in front of a keyword, you will find what other people posted. Finally, we have some tips for the problem that some of you mentioned about the long threads in the discussion forum. We realize that it can be difficult to keep track of the forum posts. If you wish to follow your own post, we recommend you to click on the star in your post. And did you discover the drop-down box under all discussions? That might also help a little bit. So that's it for now, and I wish you a lot of fun with the generation of ideas.